But I thought that the CDC of all agencies was supposed to, pardon the cliche, follow the science. Are you saying that they let politics supersede the science?
Well, right now, that is the growing perception among medical professionals. If you look at the way the CDC rules their own expert advisory committee, the CDC was designed to help us eradicate and take care of cholera and malaria and polio and smallpox. What they're doing now is getting involved in evictions. They're adjudicating on every aspect of American life, including how kids wear a cloth mask in school. They fund studies which are so highly flawed they would not be peer-reviewed in any respected journal, but they publish them in their own journal called MMWR and then cite their own flawed research. So this has become a farce, and in the medical community, many of us have been saying this is not the scientific process. And ignoring natural immunity was a big deal. This head of the CDC ignoring natural immunity is like having a head of NASA believe the Earth is flat.
Okay, so what about this new variant that's spreading? You have a big breakout in Washington, D.C., a super spreader event at the Gridiron Dinner involved a lot of politicians. Should we be more concerned about this new variant than maybe we've been led to believe?
Well, look, I think we should think of it as a bad flu season. It's going around. It's more ubiquitous than influenza. Now, the infection fatality rate in an analysis published about 2 weeks ago in Financial Times showed that it is now officially lower than that of influenza in a typical flu season. So we shouldn't be alarmed, but we should recognize this is an infection that is ubiquitous, inevitable in most people, and those who avoided BA1 are probably getting the more contagious BA2. It is definitely going up. We're seeing cases go up in the Northeast, primarily, somewhat in Florida. But if you're following cases using the CDC's numbers like you're following a stock price on a ticker, you're not going to see those increases because most people are using home testing. The key is we are not seeing a surge in hospitalization. That should always be the ultimate indicator of where we're doing.
Okay. Controversy as well over this second booster shot and whether to get it. CDC leaning in the direction for certain individuals above a certain age and immunocompromised to get it. What do you think of that decision?
Well, it was not really based on any compelling data. We finally got the data after the FDA authorized the second booster. It was published Tuesday in the New England Journal of Medicine. Not very convincing. It showed that if you boost an entire population with a second booster, the added benefit is a very slight 1 in 42,000 people in the population risk reduction in severe illness, not hospitalizations, but those who develop real symptoms. That's why the editor of the New England Journal had said before the committee he doesn't see compelling data. This FDA bypassed their own experts to ream through this authorization, and it's very odd. They gave Pfizer more than they applied for. Pfizer asked for an authorization people over 65. It was granted for everyone over 50. And while they put this through in supersonic speed, they're still sitting on Covaxin and Novaxin, traditional vaccines. And Covaxin has better coverage against variants. And we're going to get the Omicron-specific vaccine data reading out in a few weeks. Many people have been saying, wait for that, then get the second booster and an Omicron-specific vaccine.
Yeah, I said CDC. I meant FDA. So if I'm over 60 years old and I've been had 2 shots and then a booster, and then I came down with COVID, these breakthrough cases. There's a lot of people I know have had exactly that pattern. Do you need a booster in that kind of a circumstance?
No, there's no compelling reason. And boosters do have rare but real side effects. We've seen reports of ringing in the ears. And you can't keep pumping boosters in people every 3 to 6 months in perpetuity because we are seeing that protection only lasts a matter of weeks. That was the study in the New England Journal. It really was sustained for about 6 weeks and the time followed. So no, natural immunity and hybrid immunity is very powerful. And for now, there's no scientific data to support getting a booster after having convalescent infection.
Okay.